morning, everyone. The eternal dance between lunar skeptics and scientists with their feet and rockets firmly on the ground. It's a story passed down through generations, kind of like grandma's lasagna recipe, but with less tomato and more theories. On one side, we have the conspiracy theorists, armed with grainy videos, flags fluttering where there's no wind, or maybe there is, but it's a lunar wind, and mysterious shadows dancing like ghosts in a B-grade horror movie. For them, the moon has remained a Hollywood mirage, a giant movie set worthy of the best Kubrick, who, of course, would have directed the whole thing. And every July 20th, they get ready with popcorn and theories, eager to debunk every moon landing as if it were IKEA furniture without instructions. On the other side, science, patient and tireless, responds with data, real moon rocks, not ones taken from the neighbor's backyard, precise calculations, and a mountain of evidence that would make even the biggest skeptic turn pale. They, in their spacesuits of reason, try to explain that no, the flag isn't waving because of wind, but due to an internal mechanism, and that you can't see the stars because the sun's light is so bright it kind of blinds you. Ultimately, it's a fascinating battle, a bit like a cat chasing a laser pointer. The cat relentlessly pursues the red, convinced it can catch it, while the laser continues to elude it, impassively. And so, between a fake and a "but that's physics," the moon landing continues to make humanity dream or doubt, proving that, after all, a little mystery makes life decidedly more space-why. The moon landing debate. A cosmic comedy? Many people firmly believe that the NASA moon landings were staged. Let's try to understand why with a light-hearted yet informative approach. The evidence of conspiracy theorists. Here are some of the most popular points raised by conspiracy theory supporters, with a brief explanation of why, according to them, the images and testimonies don't add up. The flag is waving, but there's no wind on the moon. This is probably the most famous argument. In photos and videos of the American flag planted on the moon, it appears to be fluttering, which would be impossible in the absence of an atmosphere. Conspiracy theorists' explanation: it was filmed in a studio, maybe with a fan on to add some drama. The reality: the flag had a horizontal rod sewn along its top edge to keep it extended and visible in space. The folds and creases are due to it being tightly folded before deployment. The stars? Where are the stars? In photos taken on the moon, the sky is pitch black, but not a single star is visible. How is this possible if there's no atmosphere to obscure them? Conspiracy theorists' explanation: oops, did they forget to draw them? Too hard to recreate the celestial sphere. The reality: the lunar surface and the astronauts were heavily illuminated by direct sunlight. To get a well-exposed photo of such bright subjects, camera exposure times were very short. Stars, being much less luminous, didn't have enough time to be captured on film. Parallel shadows that aren't parallel. In several photos, the shadows of objects appear to go in different directions, which would suggest a nearby artificial light source rather than the distant sun. Conspiracy theorists' explanation: it has to be a spotlight in a movie studio. What a waste of resources, but at least the set was well lit. The reality: the shadows appear divergent due to perspective on an irregular, non-flat surface. It's a common optical illusion, even on Earth. The perfect footprint in dry soil. Neil Armstrong's footprint in the lunar dust is incredibly well defined, but conspiracy theorists wonder how it's possible to get such a clear print in an environment without moisture. Conspiracy theorists' explanation: they must have used wet sand or some movie set trickery. The reality: the lunar regolith, the dust on the moon, is made of very fine particles with jagged edges, the result of billions of years of meteorite bombardment. These particles interlock very well, allowing them to hold their shape even without moisture, much like very fine sand. The Van Allen belt: they should have been fried. Earth is surrounded by radiation belts, the Van Allen belts, that should have been lethal for astronauts passing through them. Conspiracy theorists' explanation: they barely made it into low orbit, they could never have gotten past that radiation. The reality: the astronauts crossed the Van Allen belts relatively quickly, minimizing exposure. Additionally, the spacecraft offered some protection, and the trajectory was calculated to pass through the less dense zones of the belts. So, did we go to the moon or not? Despite these and many other outlandish theories put forth by conspiracy theorists, the vast majority of the scientific community, and the evidence collected, lunar rock samples, laser reflectors left on the moon, telemetry data, independent testimonies from other countries, overwhelmingly confirm that humans did indeed land on the moon multiple times between 1969 and 1972. These theories, however fascinating and sometimes amusing, often stem from an incomplete understanding of science and physics, or from a genuine distrust of institutions. But one thing is certain: the moon has always held a mysterious allure for us humans, and perhaps it's precisely this mystery that inspires even the most outlandish theories. And so, while scientists continue to study lunar rocks and plan new space missions, Our conspiracy theorist friends can enjoy their alternative truth. After all, who needs overwhelming evidence, archival photos, and direct testimonies when you have the illuminating certainty that everything is a gigantic movie set in the Nevada desert? In fact, who knows? Maybe one day we'll discover that even the Nevada desert is just a hologram projected by alien lizards under the control of a secret society of pastry chefs. The important thing is to firmly believe in something, no matter how absurd, as long as it's stellar. If you like the video, please leave a like, a welcome comment, and subscribe to the channel. Goodbye, and see you next How and Why.